What's up, guys? This is going to be the weekly recap. Kind of looking back over some of my stats off of Tradervue. I'm just trying to kind of understand, how did this week go? Are we reaching our goals? Or not reaching our goals? How can we reach our goals? Why didn't we reach our goals? Or why did we reach our goals? And just using Tradervue, just to kind of get some statistics. I like numbers. I'm in the process of building a couple of Excel sheets that I'm hoping I'll be able to use for better statistics than Tradervue provides, honestly. Tradervue is okay, I guess. I know a lot of people like it. I just think it's a bit single-dimensional, like one-dimensional. I don't pay for the expensive-ass version of Tradervue, so that might be why I think that. But like anything you do in Tradervue, you can easily do yourself in Excel, just a bit of Googling and a bit of work. And plus, I enjoy Excel, so we're just going to start with Tradervue anyway. But so here we go on the week. So here's what we're working with, guys. So start date being the 22nd. End date, let's go ahead and do it all the way to 26, even though I didn't take any trades. So filter. So that's all I have in here right now is this week's trades. But just so you guys know, this is kind of what we're working with, right? So total gain on the week, $773. Not happy with that. It's kind of weird because I know a lot of people right now are saying, it's a tough market. Basically, if you are at all green, right? If you're not blowing up, people are blowing up accounts all over the place. If you're not blowing up the account, you're doing well, which is good, right? I'm stoked that I am green on the week. Green on the week is always the end goal, even if the week doesn't go according to plan. And but I really think I could have done better. I should be up over a K on the week. But I just was a bit foolish on some of my trades. I wasn't doing as well as I could have, and I wasn't quite as disciplined as I had been hoping I would be this week. So I'm just going to kind of take a look into here, right? So 773 on the week, right? And I traded 4 days, so $193 a day. Looking for 267. So what is that? 267 minus 193. So $75 a day off, which I guess isn't bad, right? All things considered, right? Super volatile market. SPY dumping, then popping, then dumping, then popping. Amazon crazy earnings, Tesla crazy earnings. There's a lot of stuff going on this week. And then I was sick, and I wasn't really sleeping very well. I got maybe 3 hours of sleep a night from Monday up until Thursday. So, all things considered, I suppose there's not room for complaining here. Just wish, I'd played a bit better, especially on Wednesday. Wednesday being really my one day that I'm not so stoked on. But if we just want to go through this here, right? So largest gain 462, largest loss 254. So that's okay. A little less than 2-1 on my largest wins and loses. In terms of the average, it's basically a little less than 2-1 there as well. Bummer for me because I really was hoping to have that as a 3-1, right? So my goals, just to remind you guys, for the week is for me to be shooting 70%. That doesn't look like 70% to me. This is my biggest disappointment for sure. The money's okay. The risk reward is still positive for me, but this is totally unacceptable. So the goal was, right, 267 a day minimum to match the physiotherapy salary. So including losses and things like that, I want 267 a day. Winning trades, I want 70%. That's what I want. 60-40 is what I typically shoot. So this week is obviously not great, even compared to my usual. But 70% wins is what I really want. Is what I really need for me to be confident, just because I get that you have to have losers. This is the market. You're not always going to be right. But I'd rather take fewer trades and have more than winners than more trades with bigger wins and less of them winners. It's just for my psyche, I prefer to be right more than I'm wrong. Obviously, you don't have to be right. I was wrong more than I was right this week, and yet I'm still up a chunk of change. But for me, I'm really, like I said, guys, this video series is about me really getting to that next level, and I'm not going to do that on less than a 50% win rate. So disappointed with that. But this all comes from the overtrading that I did on Wednesday. I'm telling you, at least 10 of these losses are from Wednesday. That one day where you lose your discipline, it'll ruin all of your goals for the week, for the month, for the year, right? You guys just really need to focus in. I don't know what I'm telling you to do, but I need to focus in on why I have my rules and why my rules keep me profitable. Because if I'd lost discipline on all the days this week, I'd have been totally screwed. I'd have probably blown up my account. So the rules are helping, staying profitable even when I'm not doing super well. But I prefer to do a bit better. So any other questions you guys have on this information, just comment below. Happy to bring it up. Obviously, average hold time, my winning trades significantly longer than my losers. Really trying to let my winners ride this week. I had a couple shorts that I held for almost an entire day earlier in the week. Losing trades, right? Cut your losers early once you know they're losers. That's fine, I guess. Consecutive wins and consecutive losses. But, I just could have done better, right? So we're just going to kind of pop down through here. Obviously, Monday was my big money maker for the week, 836 that day. Tuesday was a disaster. Well, no, sorry, Tuesday wasn't a disaster. Wednesday was. Wednesday doesn't look like it was the disaster, but Wednesday was the disaster. Tuesday, a couple losses. Yeah, I took 3 losses on Tuesday. No issues with those. Those were all good trades. So lost $214, but followed my rules. So even though it looks like that was the big loser day, based on this chart, it was actually Wednesday. Because Wednesday should have been up here, right? I should have had a $300 or so day, and instead I gave it all back. So that's why this is the biggest disappointment to me. By hour of day, this is super crucial, right, guys? Like, just take a look. I'm profitable here, profitable here, profitable here, and then what happens? The later in the day, I sit around and keep watching the charts. I just lose. I just give back my day's gains, and that's so frustrating, right? It's one thing to lose money that you were kind of that you were willing to risk on a solo trade, but when you're giving back, like this was hours of work on Wednesday, and I lost all of it in a couple hours later on that day, and it was just such a shame, right? Such a waste of a day. It was a beautiful day outside too at the time, so I don't know, just that day's kind of grinding on me. But so probably going to start cutting this shit out. No more trades, no more entries anyway after 11. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll take 1 or 2 options if I think the trend is about to whip or something like that, but have those risks to 0, right? So only take enough options that I'm willing for them to go to priceless or 0, right? I'm ready for the value of those options to be 0 for the risk I'm taking for those. Obviously, like this is all kind of peculiar, right? So I've only got the 1 month of the year, so that doesn't really count. By duration, intraday, right? All my trades are really intraday. Multi-day this year would have been just a tiny little BABA trade. That was it, right? Oh, shit. And then by intraday duration, so holding for over 4 hours gave me my greatest gains. Would you look at that? What a shocker. And the less time I held, right? So this is like 2 minutes. Right, so I generally try and keep an eye on my losers pretty quick. I usually catch them fairly quickly, which is good. It's just sizing, I think, is the issue. Sizing is what led to the drawdowns that destroyed all of my gains in just a few trades on Wednesday. So I think what I'm going to start doing as well is I'm going to start reducing my size later on in the day. So for those first couple of trades where you're going to get that big move, definitely stick to my typical size. And obviously, like my typical size right now is about risking $100 per trade. And that's sized down, right? Because the market is volatile and it's just so hard to read, man. Like it's a tough read. So I'm just going to let these, so keep it sized down, right? So 100 is my starting for the day. And then once I have my daily nut, or I've had 2 or 3 really green trades, I'm either going to shut it down for the day or reduce my size to a quarter of that. So risking basically $30, $25 to $30 a trade. And just so that I can kind of, if there's a trade that I see, I can maybe make $100, which would be nice, but I'm not going to lose a ton of money, right? So, or lose my gains. And giving back gains is just the worst, man. It's just so shitty because then you trade again to try and get back the gains you got. You try and trade again to regain the gains that you just lost, and then you lose more gains, and then you trade again, and then all of a sudden you're in a fucking hole, right? So, again, okay week, right? I know some people would be stoked on this week, and I'm not trying to obviously talk down on what your goals are, right? Because we all have our own goals based on our own kind of life goals and where we are in life and what we want to achieve. But for me, okay week, happy I'm green, grateful I'm green, but I could do better. And that's the thing, guys. Always be grateful when you do manage to show up green, but you just need to look at yourself and say, okay, well, why is it the way it is? And for me, it's just some discipline issues that I'm dealing with myself. I suppose the sleep probably had a factor into it as well. I wasn't sleeping very well, and so I was getting a couple hours sleep and trying to trade and had classes, and kind of just a rough week for me. So I'll take the 773, but I've got bigger and better things in mind. And even if we ignore the 773 up here, right, this is completely unacceptable to me. This is ridiculous. This should have been easily a 70% week, except for Wednesday. And then everything else is fine. Profit factor 1.65. Oh, I mean, not great, right? I mean, profitable, but not great. So that's it. So that's basically all I have to say kind of about this week, guys. So leading into next week, same goals, right? I want at least a 3-to-1 profit factor or a risk to reward ratio, which hopefully I think I can get. I really do think I can do it. I just need to sit down and really look at myself and look at the quality of the plays that are presenting themselves and really try and look at overall trend. I think that was a big difficult point that I had this week, was trying to identify the overall trend. And then rather than joining that overall trend, I kept trying to find reversals. Maybe what I need to do is join the overall trend and then also try and spot pick reversals. And then if I catch a reversal, my loss in the overall trend won't matter. And then if I can catch a reversal, that overall trend position should hopefully cover that loss and more. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But then Pat said not to hedge. Oh, my man Pat, dude, he was literally sitting there in the chat, and he's like, hope none of you guys are hedging right now. And I was hedged all the fuck over the place. It was insane. This was on Wednesday. I was just fucking losing my mind. So, okay week. I'd say I'd give myself a C on this week, to be honest. A C, maybe a C+, just because unacceptable. Okay, but really not acceptable to me either. And then the total gain, I'll take it. But like I said, looking for bigger and better things. So that's kind of what I got going on. So a few things for me to fix for this upcoming week is, again, just trying to reduce that over trading. Trying to hold on to my winners a bit longer with maybe a bit more size, right? I could have had a really good day on Wednesday if I hadn't covered all of my shorts before that big dump at the end when I got worried the trend was changing. So again, for me, identifying trend, something I need to work on. And yeah, so guys, that's basically how this week looks. So up $773 on the week. So happy enough, but looking for bigger and better things. So that's the end of this video. And if you guys are looking for what I'm going to be doing next week, or my plan for next week and my levels that I'm interested in, definitely just go on over. There's going to be a video, uploaded today regarding what I'm interested in, where I think the SPY is going to go, because I think it's here. I do. I think the bounce is here, guys. I think it's going to come in now, probably in the next 2 days. 2 or 3 days. So we'll see. It's going to be a big market anyway. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you tomorrow. So good luck trading, and make sure you guys trade very safe, okay? This market kills chasers, right? Kills chasers. Don't chase. Wait for the setup, see the setup, size in on the setup, and leave the rest behind. And I'm going to work on that as well. So together we'll make a bit of money this week. So it's good chatting with you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.